You just joined the Create Harmony podcast. Welcome. In this place, we spend time talking about everyday joys. We talk about abundant blessings that sometimes get overlooked. We set our rhythms with the rhythms of nature, and we celebrate the changes that each season brings. And we like to use our imagination as a way of listening to God and tune our senses to the magical presence of the Holy Spirit. You can find your place here. And while you're doing that, you might also find some peace. Welcome back to episode 41 of the Create Harmony podcast, and we are so glad that you have joined us on this journey towards peace. So in our last episode, we talked about how to refresh ourselves this summer. So we've been focusing on resetting and refreshing things. So the other day, I saw an advertisement that said, "In summer, you never grow old." How wonderful. And that very same day, I was listening to a podcast that featured a more seasoned woman, someone of a more mature age, and the host was asking her to share her wisdom on a range of topics. And one of the things she said was she liked the idea of a life review. She said you should take time to look at your life as a whole and review what it looks like. And this is something that I really liked the concept of it. I've done some version of that a lot before. I'm all about reflecting on things. And if you looked at my life as a whole right now, what you would see is a lot of change. So my oldest daughter is preparing to study abroad this fall, and her launch date is approaching in the next few weeks. So we're talking about that a lot. My younger daughter is getting ready to start her senior year in high school. So we're having lots of conversations about college search with her. In addition to those changes, I've mentioned earlier that we are getting ready for a move to a different house. So our current house has been on the market and has now sold. And we have purchased another house and will move in about a month. So we've lived in this same house for 13 years, and my children spent most of their childhood here. So it'll be a big transition for us to move to a different house. And my husband's job has also evolved to include regular travel to another state. So he's really in and out of here each week, and our rhythms that used to be pretty steady and routine are a lot less steady and routine around here. So for the most part, our changes are all good things. They're the natural evolution of life, and we're happy to see them unfold. We are really blessed to get a chance to live this phase of our life out in this way. Now, your family is probably not going through as many transitions as mine. Your life is probably not as fluid as mine is at this moment. However, you are probably going through some kind of change. Even if it's just that we're getting ready to go from summer into our fall season. It's the natural part of life. Everybody has change. And this has me wondering, how do we hold on to our lives more lightly? And it makes me think about the ocean. And if you think about the ocean, make a little bit of a picture of the ocean in your mind. There are always lots of changes going on at the shore. All day long, the tides are coming in and out. Water and sand is constantly moving around. There is a pattern to this. There is some sort of pattern to all these changes, but it is a little bit different every day. And amidst all that motion, there is such vibrant life. There are birds. There are fish and a full range of sea creatures thriving throughout all that change. You've got crabs, you've got sea turtles, you've got people, you've got jellyfish. I mean, the ocean is teeming with life, and it never stays the same. And that made me think, maybe change is the thing that undergirds all that life. Maybe being able to change and finding flow is the sweet spot. All of this reminds me of one of my favorite poems. I'm not a huge poetry person, but one of my favorite poems by Robert Frost, Nothing Gold Can Stay. Those of you who remember it from the Outsiders movie. It goes like this. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay. And I've always loved that poem. I love the meter of it and how the words just seem to flow and create such a beautiful concept. It's a great reminder that change is our only constant. Now, again, at our house, our changes are good things. But that isn't always true. Sometimes changes bring harder days and struggles, just like sometimes there are storms at sea. It's harder to find flow through those seasons, and we have to look to our faith and our community to shore us up. For our closing today, I thought it would be appropriate to focus on Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through 8. Focusing on this seemed like a good reminder. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. What a great reminder that life will bring us so many different seasons, all of them blessed. May it be so. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we hope you'll continue to follow along as we ebb and flow through these transitions. We'll be back next time with a discussion of how we can ground ourselves in gratitude as we experience changes, and you don't want to miss that. And until next time, peace.